Okay, it is June 11th, 12:44, 81 degrees outside, up here in Ocala National Forest. I'm in my backyard, and I'm going to go for a little drive, kill some time, see what's going to work and not work. I have the day off for good behavior from my daughter. From all the things we need to do around here. There's a couple of the cars that don't run, need to get worked on. Trampoline, shed. My property goes back another, I'd say maybe 200-300 feet behind those trees. Probably more like 300 at least, maybe more. And then behind that I have Church Lake Unit, which is part of the Ocala National Forest. It's a wildlife management area, so nobody's going to be building back there. My friend's camper, they come and visit about once a month, once every 2 months for a weekend. And those poles sticking up, if you can see them in front of the canopy, that's for grandson to practice parallel parking. Don't know if it's part of the driver's test nowadays, but he needs to learn how to do it anyway. He's 18 years old, and he's going to be working on trying to get his driver's license. Plus a job, since he just graduated from high school. Get his ass out there and working! Show me the money. National Forest Campground is Lake Eaton. Turn on my left turn signal because I'm a good driver. Woohoo! Okay, on dirt road, turning off my traction control on the car, because if you do not turn off your traction control, if your car is equipped to turn it off, you're going to end up by wearing out your brakes. We are on Northeast 49th Street Road. And for some reason up here, things are street roads, lane roads, avenue roads, terrace roads. They just like to have road in all the names for some reason. Okay, now we're going north on Northeast 171st Avenue Road. I'm going to be taking you over to the Lake Eaton campsite and boat ramp on the south side of the lake. Right now I have my cell phone on for live on Facebook, and I'm also recording on my dash cam, which I've been having problems with the sound. I've done a couple of videos. I think I got it worked out. I have a cheap GoPro knockoff action cam, and I tried that earlier today and the picture was terrible. I gave up. There was no image stabilizer in it, and the picture was just shaking all over the place. And when you live on a budget, that's just the way it goes. You use what you can use. Oh, let's see what that says. Now my dash cam will record up to 30 minutes on a strip, and then it'll start a new strip recording. I was hoping it'd just be one continuous recording thing, so I wouldn't have to splice anything together or mess around with any of that, but it's not so. There's the Lake Eaton Campground, which it's open from October 1st to June 1st, so it is closed for camping now. I don't know why it's closed June 1st. I would have thought the months, the days that they're open would have been a little bit longer. But I'm sure the Forest Service does have some reason for it. Now this is a national forest, but it's managed by the Florida Wildlife Commission. I have no idea how that actually works and everything, but that's what I've been told. And out here you have bear-resistant trash containers. Oh, there's a deer. Let's see if I can get a picture of him. You guys see him in the camera, I hope. Oh, let's see. Let me get my glasses on. I can't see him. My picture should be straight ahead in the picture. And he's just staring, looking at me. That is pretty awesome. I wonder how close I can get before he jumps and moves. There he goes. Didn't really want to scare him, but wanted you guys to have a good view of them. I was out here earlier this morning with my daughter and we didn't see anything. Now where I live, I get deer, wild turkeys, possum, bear, and a shitload of ticks in my yard. In fact, the best time to do anything in the forested area in the my backyard is during the winter time when there are no ticks and a lot of the vegetation and vines are dead. So you can really get some work done cleaning it out. Okay, that was awesome seeing that deer. I gotta tell you. Here's Lake Eaton boat ramp, or incline on the south side, and there's Lake Eaton. And to the left of us, out of the view of the camera, you have a small little fishing pier that you can walk out on to fish. It's funny, you go come on out here 5, 6, 7 times and not see anything, and you can come out another time and you can see a whole bunch of animals. They might be out. Bounce, bounce. The Ocala National Forest has, I think it was somewhere around 66 miles of dirt roads. I'm not exact on that. A number of them are, you can drive with a two-wheel drive vehicle, different areas, but there's a lot of sections on the same roads where you really need a four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive type vehicle. So if you're not certain about the area that you're going in, the road, oh, there's a falcon, hawk, whatever, big bird. If you're not certain about the roads, you want to play it safe, because you will be stuck. They have a lot of sections that have soft sand in them, and unless you're familiar with your vehicle that can go through very, very soft, loose sand, you don't want to do it. And it's always best to go with other people if possible. I happen to go out with a four-wheel drive group once in a while, and that way, and we hit the secondary roads, which are a little bit rougher and less maintained, which you might end up by getting scratches on the side of your vehicle. But this way, when you go out with others, they can help you get out. If you get stuck, or if they get stuck, you can help them. I always carry in my car plastic traction boards to stick under my tires in case I get stuck to get out. A couple tow ropes, first aid kit, the electric impact wrench to take tires off, tire plugs, plug up any tires from the dollar stores, plastic ponchos and emergency blankets I keep in the glove box. Of course, a fishing rod. Every Floridian has to have a fishing rod in their car at all times. It might be state law, I don't know, but it might be. And whenever you go out, you want to carry at least a couple bottles of water and some snacks. I also carry a fire starter in my car and a compass. I do have a Garmin GPS satellite unit just stuck to the windshield, which is really nice. This way I can drive around and not be concerned if I get lost or not, because I can just push the go home button. There's another deer. You can see it in the shade over there. There he goes. Like I said, I was out earlier this morning with my daughter, and we didn't see anything. So she's going to be very, very jealous that things are showing up now. Also, my friend Lisa, because we go out here when she comes up from West Palm Beach, Loxahatchee area. And we go out for drives looking for wildlife. Oh, there's another deer. Awesome, that's the third one. Now we just need to see some turkeys and some deers. And maybe an eagle too. Bigfoot. Anyway, I also have in the back of my car electric chainsaw. Sometimes on these roads, trees fall down over them and blocking your way. There are certain areas out here in the forest that you're allowed to cut firewood, but unless it's posted, you're not supposed to cut anything down that's live. If it's fallen down and dead, then that's okay. And we are still headed east on Northeast 49th Street Road. If anybody following along on a map, they know exactly where I am. That way you can tell me when I get lost. I'm 72 years old. Already had 2 open heart surgeries, and this is my thing of driving around out in the woods. Something I find fun, relaxing. Like looking at the animals and the plants and the trees. I'm going to take you down this other little side road, which is a secondary road, and take you over to another lake. That's kind of pretty. Out here in the forest, if you can see that sign, it says 18.9. Any of the little roads that say point something or other, that means it's a secondary road. It's not maintained like the main roads. The main roads would be, let's say as an example, 18 without a decimal point or anything after it, which is maintained a little bit better. So definitely don't go down the secondary roads by yourself unless you're familiar with them and you know your vehicle can handle it. But don't be crying if you end up by getting some scratches on the sides of your vehicles, because this one right here is like an expressway. Normally they're just very narrow, 1 car lane wide with bushes and everything else right next to them. Which is what this would look like more. This looks more like what a secondary road is. Most of them out here. And some of them will be extremely soft sand. Some might be hard packed like this. Some might be mud puddles in there, where you easy to get stuck in, or flooded engine. Usually I drive slow most of the time, because I want to baby my vehicle. I don't have the money to do a whole bunch of repairs to it. My name's not Bill Gates or Elon Musk. Just a retired person from a city job. Thank God I had that city job. Worked with some great people out there. Okay, this is another lake. Kind of a nice size one, large one. Ah, see some whitecaps out there on the lake. So if you have a boat, canoe, kayak, paddleboard, you can always go out. Love being out here with the trees where you have the Spanish moss on them. Yeah, they look awesome. To me at least. I know, it's so easy to amuse a simple mind. What can I tell you? Yeah, I'm not up to going out hiking and everything, as some people are. One, those days are past me. And two, I got short legs. I have to take 2 steps over for everybody else's 1 step. Fortunately, on this trip out here, I got my trusty dirty coffee cup. Might be 81 degrees outside, but gotta have my hot coffee. My coffee cup gets washed out about once every 2 or 3 months, because I've found over the years that a dirty coffee cup, the coffee tastes better than if the cup's clean. Either that or I do a half-assed job of cleaning a coffee cup. But that's the way it is. Also, when I come out here, or actually when I go anywhere, I always have my personal defense on me to be safe. I keep telling my daughter next hunting season I want to get one of those turkeys. And she says, no way, Dad. They're going to taste terrible compared to this turkeys you get in the store. That I'd be disappointed as heck. Then I have a couple other friends They want to get some deer. One of them hasn't gotten a deer yet, but she's only been hunting for just maybe 3 or 4 years now. But they're going to try and get their quota permit for behind me, so that way they can just camp in the camper and then go out, walk behind my yard into the wildlife area and go hunting out there. Make things a lot easier. Either that or just stay in the yard in a lounge chair in the shade and wait for the deer to come in. The usual method of hunting out here, it seems like people use dogs a lot. Oops, somebody's behind me. Oh man, this traffic is just so much. I don't know if I can handle it. Moved up here in August. Used to live in South Florida, in Davie, Florida, which is just west of Fort Lauderdale. Everything is just strip malls and traffic. Takes you forever to get anywhere. Traffic lights all over the place. Crazy drivers. Crazy people all over. Been wanting to get out of there for years. And I keep looking that anything north of Orlando, well gee, the cold fronts come on down to at least that far, but they don't go all the way down a lot of times to South Florida. So wanted to get a little bit cooler weather and get out of the rat race, and the opportunity finally presented itself, and we were blessed enough to find a place up here. Don't know how long I'll be able to keep it with the stupid ass stock market the way it's going. It's killing my 401. But we'll see how things go. Like everybody else in the country, well, almost everybody else, except the top 1%. We're all making it day to day, week to week, doing what we can. If I see any more animals. I feel like we're going to start sounding like Jim Cantori with the thunder snow. Oh my God! Did you hear that? Did you hear that? It's thunder snow. Oh my goodness! Another one! You're going to go, oh my God, it's a deer! You see that? Oh wow! Look at that, there's another one! Oh my God! I can't believe it! It's a twofer! Oh my God, there's another! It's a threefer! Anyway, it was nice that Jim Cantori enjoyed that. And I enjoyed seeing him enjoy it. I don't know if anybody else saw the scene on the Weather Channel when he was up north during this thunderstorm, snowstorm. Or whatever it was. Okay, we are heading south right now on Northeast 196 Terrace Road. And we are going to make a left-hand turn onto National Forest Road 38. And we are now heading east. Again, for anybody following on a map, if you're that bored. Now around the Ocala, Silver Springs area, you have a number of crystal clear springs, which are really awesome. My friend Lisa, her son Eddie, they enjoy when they come up here. They go out swimming and kayaking and paddle boarding out there. I've been out to kayaking at Silver Springs, which I don't know, you know, they have the glass bottom boats there. It's where Sea Hunt was filmed in the crystal clear springs. If anybody's that old to remember Lloyd Bridges and Sea Hunt, you know, with me, I was around when the dinosaurs were roaming. Older than dirt. There's an old rotted tree that fell down partially in the road. So even though this is a main road, it happens. And especially on the secondary, less maintained roads. You might be driving down them and find out that your way is barred by a tree that's fallen down. Oh, I got somebody else coming up from my rear. In a hurry. Let him go. I'm in a hurry. I was out here a couple days ago for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and I did not see anybody. So seeing 2 cars already, for out here, that's like a traffic jam almost. I used to have a job down in Miami, in Coral Gables, and when I first moved down here to Florida, let's see, when was that? That was in the early 70s, I think it was. Did not have air conditioning in the car, and I got to tell you, driving bumper to bumper, stop and go traffic on I-95 with no air conditioning and the windows rolled up in the summertime. Humidity is probably 2,000%. Temperatures up there in the 90s. It was not much fun. But as with everybody else, you got to do what you got to do to make a living. Now we're coming up to Forest Road, National Forest 9, which is also called Pipeline, because there's a gas pipeline that goes up and down it. If I turn to the right and go south, it'll keep going. Ocala National Forest is pretty big. I know out west you got a lot bigger areas, but for us this is pretty big. And down south you also have, in the forest, the naval bombing range, where they get their jets and they drop bombs. And we are now heading north on 9. Now out here in the forest, if I'm not mistaken, you can camp anywhere doing primitive camping. And that does not cost you anything, I don't think. More than likely it's a 2-week time limit or something like that. You'd have to check the rules and regulations. Soft sand a little bit. During the winter time, temperatures, let's see, got down to, once in a while, low 20s. I think maybe once or twice it got down in the teens. Not too often. I gotta tell you, it was nice and refreshing. Anyway, the four-wheel drive group I go out with, we usually meet up about 45 minutes from where I live. Called Palsley, or Palsley, however you pronounce it. And we'll get anywhere from 10 to 20 vehicles. We go out together, going on the secondary roads mainly. And it's a nice social event. You got a fantastic group of people that are part of it. But if you want your vehicle to last, then baby it along and stay on the regular paved roads. If you take it off-road, well, it puts a lot more wear and tear on your vehicle. What I'd love to have is an old beat-up Jeep, maybe with some scratches and dents in it. I don't care. Fine with me, as long as it's mechanically sound. And that way I'd be taking it out here off-road to be able to really drive around and not worry about it. Since this is my only vehicle that I have to actually drive, my primary transportation. Has 101,000 miles on it now. Soft sand. You can see how that is. I don't know if you could hear the engine working a little bit harder to get through it. I have the gear selector. I just leave it in auto. Let the computer figure everything out itself. On this 2014 Cherokee Trailhawk, it's four-wheel independent suspension. I don't have the articulation like a regular Jeep has, like a Jeep Wrangler or CJ or whatever. But it gives you a nice smooth ride, going over bumps for the most part. See, I have right now between a quarter and a half a tank. So that's enough for what I'm doing today and where I'm going. I remember when I first started driving, gas was 25 cents a gallon. So a little bit different nowadays, along with everything else. Along with having cars that you could actually get to different things and work on. But those old cars back then, you'd get maybe 10,000, 12,000 miles out of a tune-up. Now you're getting 100,000 miles. The acceleration's better nowadays. Braking, handling. But I still wish I had a basic old Jeep. Like I said, something I wouldn't have to worry about the looks on it. I got to tell you, it's for people that do like kayaking and paddle boarding. If you're able to hit any of the crystal clear streams we have around here, you'll love it. It's really awesome to be able to just look down in that water, see the fish, the manatees, the alligators, just, you know, doing their thing. And yeah, Florida has alligators like crazy. Thing is, you keep your distance, you leave them alone, and they'll leave you alone. Next time I go out with my four-wheel drive group, I'll try to get some videos on that to share with y'all. You might find it interesting. And God forbid if they come across a mud hole, everybody has to stop and go through it. Gotta make sure you take pictures of your vehicle splashing through, whether you make it through there or you get stuck. If you get stuck, then somebody comes along out there with the tow rope and pulls you out. The muddier you get, the happier they are. Oh wow, Highway 50. Which is a dirt road. Imagine that. And there's stop signs. If you like the video, hopefully you subscribe to my YouTube page. That'd be nice. If not, hey, I still love you guys. I wouldn't be able to do a live YouTube video out here anyway, just because there's no Wi-Fi. Also, many places out here you don't have any cell signal. So if you're relying on cell signal to tell you where you are to get you back home, you're SOL. Which is one of the reasons a number of years ago I got this Garmin unit, which is really awesome. Gives me lifetime updates and always gets me home. Plus it makes it easier to just take from one car to the next if I'm switching cars going somewhere. Of course, with any type of GPS unit, whether it be the Garmin, your cell phone, or whatever, you gotta use a little bit of common sense when they're telling you to go one way or another. They can make mistakes and mess you up. Yeah, I was telling you about, I was moved up here from South Florida, Davie, with strip malls all over. And where I live now, 4.5 miles away, is a town with, we got one traffic light, a Winn-Dixie, a Circle K, a Domino's Pizza, and a few other places. We do not have any McDonald's or Burger King. I wonder what that black thing is in the road. More than likely it's going to be a tree branch or a bag. Shit. Some damn pig left their garbage out there. Son of a bitch. People don't do crap like that. I like to think that it hopefully fell out of the truck and they didn't realize it. But that means they're dumb and they should have been more careful. Look, when you're out here in the forest, one, it's the rules to stay on the main road or the secondary roads if you're driving a vehicle. And there's some also trails out here that you can drive off-road vehicles, side-by-sides, UTVs, your motorcycles, off-road cycles, and they're designated for those only. Okay? You shouldn't be going off the roads and tearing up the forest or anything like that. And please make sure any trash at all, take home. Okay? You got a beautiful area out here, a beautiful forest. You don't want to crap it all up with garbage and make it look like a pig pen for everybody else. Or maybe the next time you bring your kids out here, it's like, oh, look at all the garbage out here. Isn't that wonderful? It's beautiful. Oh, there's your dad's or your mom's garbage. We left that there last week when we came out here. You know, give me a break, folks. Let's see. Here we are at County Road 314. And you have in front of us the gas works, or whatever, pumping station, whatever it is. Now, most of these main roads, you can get away with two-wheel drive, but there are stretches like Pipeline, where I am. If I'd gone south, made a right turn instead of going north, left-hand turn, there are sections down there that are just soft sand, and you definitely would have been stuck with two-wheel drive. And depending on your vehicle, you might have issues even with an all-wheel drive vehicle or four-wheel drive. You might be stuck. So unless you have the experience and know what your vehicle can do and not do, you always want to play it safe. Because it's no fun being out here if you have no cell signal and you're stuck kind of hard to call for a tow truck. Speaking of two-wheel drive vehicles, there's somebody coming up on me. I'll let him pass because I'm a slowpoke. A little Kia. And there's the Jeep. Oopsie. Well, my bad, I missed that pothole. Well, I didn't miss it, I sure as hell hit it. But I should have been paying more attention. I was looking down one of the side roads and it's like, oops. Okay, children, let that be a lesson for you. Watch where you're driving. Or please, somebody watch where I'm driving. Like I said, another reason why I like to have an old beat-up Jeep that I could drive up and down the roads. So that could be my play toy, and I won't have to worry about my primary vehicle getting busted up. If I had an old one and that got busted up, it's like, okay, I can park it in the yard, get it towed home and parked, and it can wait till I have the money saved up to get it fixed. So Bill Gates, Elon Musk, anybody else, you can throw me a bone if you want to. Get me another vehicle. And while you're at it, kind of pay off my mortgage on the house. Let's see, it's been 10 years now. I was married, working, and the wife and I had plans of just me and her retiring and getting an old trailer and driving around the country, staying at campgrounds, enjoying ourselves, just the two of us. She had a heart of gold. She was just an awesome, awesome woman. But 10 years ago she passed away, unfortunately. So I kept on working until I was 67 because there was no reason for me to stop working. So let's see, that's okay, about 5 years. So what, it was 2017 I retired, something like that. Anyway, point I was getting is, so it's just going to be me and her. Well, the way things go right now, we moved up here into Ocala, Silver Springs, in August, and it ended up by being me, daughter, grandson, her fiance, and 2 of his kids. And now we also have a friend of his that's a boarder, because it was either him being homeless or staying with us. So that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, then we got my daughter's adopted son came to live with us. So now we have 8 people in the household. Which, you know, I like peace and quiet. But family and friends are family and friends. And you take care of them. You know. I'd be a pretty miserable person if I kicked everybody out. You know, what type of person would do stuff like that? And I've always kind of maintained, look at, if I have a roof over my head, give you a place to stay, if I can. Plus I have a couple other friends that, which are my friends, I've known for over 22 years now, and they have things pretty rough themselves. So if they ever need a place, well, I can offer you a dry roof over your heads and air conditioning and heating and food. You might be sleeping on the floor on air mattresses, but at least you'll have a place to rest your head and to get started again. So if any billionaires out there watching this video, if you feel like it, throw me a bone. Give me a hand. I just want to show you this. I don't know if you can see it. We have loggers out here, and they cut out sections, and you see how it's all been cut down. Compared to what things look like on your left side of the picture. That's that pothole. Gotta tell you though, it is a really nice area up here. We are really happy. Everybody in the family enjoying the move up here. Thought the kids would be suffering because you don't really have neighbors really close to you and they have to make new friends. Well, as it is, next door to us on one side we have a couple of teenagers similar age as what we have our grandkids are. Here's a signpost for a Florida trail. If you're hiking, that's one of the trails. And again, an example of a secondary road. If you can see 25.7, which are less maintained than these primary roads. Now the bombing range, let's see, I'm thinking it's a good 10, 12 miles from where we live. My daughter has said that she's heard the bombs going off before. I think it's a little bit too far for us, but we gotta, respect our wonderful people in our armed services. They have a tough job to do, and they deserve all the credit and respect that we can give them, along with our police and fire department. They all have tough jobs, really tough, physically and extremely mentally. So just work with them and cooperate with them. If you ever have any occurrences with them, you don't argue or fight with the police or anybody out on the street. If you ever get stopped for anything, okay, they're stressed out as it is. If you have any arguing, fighting to do, you do that in court. You don't do it with police officers. My mother and father were in World War II. They served. My dad was over in the Philippines. My mom was stateside. And my mom outranked my dad. Always got to hear about that. There's a tree that's partially in the road. That's what I was saying about, you never know when trees get old, they get rotted out. and they just fall down. And on the secondary roads, it's a lot more likely to happen. I know out west, other parts of the country, you have some fantastic areas to go off-roading and they have beautiful scenery and sights. Not that I've seen them, because I haven't really been much of anywhere too much, but from videos I've seen on YouTube, you know, I know they have some fantastic areas. But for me, from where I was coming from South Florida, this is awesome up here in Ocala. Who knows if I'll ever get a chance to go on out anywhere else. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. It is what it is. If me getting out west and sightseeing around and driving around is, if I can't do that, make that, if that's the least of my problems in life, I'll be in fantastic shape. Just kind of try and count your blessings that you have. For all intents and purposes, I should be dead by now, a couple times over. So, I've been very fortunate. Now at least I'm now temporarily in a position to help out the family, help out my daughter and the kids and everybody. Except that the stock market keeps on dropping. Might have some issues. Definitely do not want to go back to work. Not at my age. But I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that have said the same thing and had to go back, do the best they can. Okay, we are still on National Forest Road 9, and we are coming up to County Road 316. And what I'm going to do is just keep on continuing going north like we are. And eventually I'll end up by getting up to, let's see, Salt Springs, and I forgot what other little town is up there. Salt Springs is very nice. You got a campground there and a crystal clear stream. Went camping there a couple years ago. It was very nice. We had electric and water hookup. Okay, gas valves. Just to have valves every so often, God forbid, in case they have a leak, they can shut it off to do repairs on the bad section. We have a few little hills up and around. They're tiny things compared to other parts of the country, but coming from South Florida where everything is flat as a pancake, I'll take it, it's nice. One of my doctors once told me that she was out at Zion National Park, and she says, look at Ron, if you go anywhere, try and make it out there, because it's just gorgeous out there. So I got on YouTube, I checked out Zion, and I gotta tell you, it's awesome out there from YouTube videos. So people, if you can't make it somewhere, get on YouTube and type in different locations and check the videos out of other people, what they did. Some of the videos might be good, some might be bad, but it gives you an idea of what things look like. That's for us economically, monetary challenged people. At least we can enjoy it. Okay, here's some ATV Utv Crossing. That's what I was talking about. They have a few trails out here where no cars are allowed, only certain off-road vehicles. Let's see if I can see the signposts there. Yeah, we'll go this way. I want to show you this so you have an idea. If you can see it in the camera. So it's Forest Service, and they do not allow cars. You got your motorbikes, your side-by-sides, your single ones. So out here, you got something for everybody practically. There's also eagles out here. Oh, and definitely ticks. Gotta tell you. This is Tick Central. Wherever you go in the woods, you always want to get some bug spray on you. Oh, I see something black up there. Ooh, could that be a bear? Yeah, there's a bear and a cub. Straight ahead. That little black dot that's in the road. Okay, awesome. Awesome, look at that. There's a bear and a cub. One cub that I see. I know it's kind of hard to see with the camera. We'll see how close we get before they run off. So we saw a bunch of deer and a couple bears. Oh man, my daughter is going to be so pissed at me by not taking her with her this time. And that little cub looks not very old at all. I don't want to scare him. Mother bears get very, very annoyed. Up there they go. Okay. Anyway, mother bears get very defensive. You don't want to piss off a mother bear or cub. I've been told with the Florida black bears, or with any black bear, if you ever start getting attacked, fight back. At least that's what I've been told or read. But the best thing to do is keep your distance and always try to avoid any type of contact. A picture is not worth you getting injured or killed. It is 2:20 now. I'm a little surprised to see them out in the middle of the day like this, but good for me. It's kind of funny. It seems like I see more wildlife on this wider pipeline 09 route than some of the narrow little tracks of roads. But another reason to go slow, take it easy, enjoy the ride, enjoy the scenery. This way you can see what's going on and what's happening. Try and enjoy life the best you can. Because a blink of an eye, it's over with. fact, Sir Terry Pratchett said in one of his books that he wrote something like, people's lives do flash past them before they die. It's called living. Something like that. I know a number of YouTube videos, they usually cut out the boring stuff of just driving along, and they show you the highlights to make their videos that you watch a lot more interesting. Well, all I use is whatever free programs I can find. And so when you see a YouTube video of my stuff, it's going to show everything, even the boring stuff. I am not a professional video photographer, whatever, and never will be. I do have fun driving up and down these roads and seeing what we can find for the wildlife and things like that. Now during the winter time, the black bears over here, when it gets colder, they don't hibernate per se because it's not really that cold for them, but they do slow down. I don't know if the correct word is they're in like more of a stupor or whatever. They just kind of slow down a bit, but they don't really hibernate. Oh, we're supposed to have coyotes out here somewhere too. Okay, we are coming up to Northeast 191st Street Lane. Oh wait, sorry, Northeast 191st Lane, and that's it. Again, with the Ocala National Forest, you have something like, I think, 66 miles or more or less roads, primary roads, secondary roads, that you're allowed to drive on. And please stay on those roads. Just because you might have a vehicle that can go in different areas, don't tear up the forest, don't tear up the scenery, don't tear up nature. Stay on the authorized roads. It keeps the place looking nicer for us, for everybody else. And also, if you go off the roads, very easy, you get a ticket. And definitely, if you're off areas where you're not supposed to be and you get stuck or broke down, you definitely will be getting videos or pictures taken and laughed at on Facebook. And God forbid, we don't want that. On my telephone, I have an app where my daughter and friends can see where I am, as long as there's cell signal. So they can always track me in case some type of emergency. Unfortunately, out here in the forest, there's many areas you do not have cell signal. I was told by a Florida wildlife officer that, look at, even if you don't have cell signal, try doing a text, because the texts can sometimes go through a lot easier and might make it through, whereas a cell signal might not. So if there's any type of emergencies and you can't get through by cell, try texting. That's another helpful hint for the day. Oh God, I'm so good to you guys. Giving you these valuable tips. little bit of soft sand there. There's harder sand. Oopsie. Kind of hard to see some of these holes. Okay, we are coming up to National Forest Road 70, which will be going east and west, or west to east, whatever you want to call it. And just for the heck of it, I think I'll go down there. I was originally going to go all the way up to Salt Springs area, but I will go down here. Almost time to call it a day. Plus it'll take me a while to get this video published. This road, like this main forest road, you see how it's hard packed and everything? I think the way it works is we have loggers out here, and when they want to do logging, then they have to fix up the roads for their trucks. So it helps out the Florida Wildlife Commission, so they don't have to spend the money doing it, and the loggers get the logs. I don't know the exact arrangements. I could be way off on that. You know, it's just me speculating. But they get their bulldozers out and lay down some gravel rock, go over it with the rollers, get it all smoothed out where it can accommodate heavy trucks full of lumber. Personally, I like the dirt roads or the sandy roads. Thought this is nice also to drive. Also, when you're out here, you have to watch out for the gopher tortoises. We have them out there. They're a protected species. And they're easy to overlook when you're driving. So you got to be careful. it's kind of funny in a way. Our realtor that we had for the place we at now, she's a friend, acquaintance of my daughter's husband, and she's out, her office is out of Ocala. So we contacted her, and we were looking for places up in the Panhandle and around other areas. I was trying to get a little bit of elevation, stay out of being in a flood zone, being away from the coast, so a tiny bit safer from hurricanes. And we went to like 12, 14 different places looking around all over. Like I said, we were up by the Panhandle. We were just a few miles from Georgia looking around, and work our way down south, and here we are in Silver Springs, which is in the Ocala. And she gets a phone call. This is the last day of us looking, and she gets a phone call. Hey, this house just a few miles away from us, about 5 miles away or whatever, is the sale didn't go through, so it's back on the market. So, and she just found that out. So within the hour, we're out there, we're looking at it, and my daughter says, okay, Dad, this is the place, we need to get this. The price was kind of affordable, which is relative. It'd be more affordable if the stock market hadn't been killing me, but it is what it is. That's a different story. Oh man, what pigs. Oh, I have a lot of profanity I want to say about people that do stuff like this. I'm sorry. And the thing is, we have county dumps that does not charge you to take your trash out to. Okay?
Turn left on Northeast 160th Avenue Road.
Yeah, I just set for my Garmin unit to take me home, which is about 22, 32, 37, about 37 minutes away from here right now. So this is going to be the end of the video for the time being. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and like I said, we'll be going home now on some hard-packed roads.
Continue on Northeast 160th Avenue Road.
I can always throw this in or delete it when I get it back to the computer. And another car. Amazing. The traffic. So we're going to shut this down now, and hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you subscribe to my channel, and I hope everybody has a good day.